right, I know you've been in a situation where you didn't got an update and you sat down and you're like, that could have been an email, y'all. Why y'all calling on my time? Or better yet, you didn't got an email and you've been like, that could have been a text. I ain't need to flood my inbox with this. Now, I've been in both situations, as I'm sure you have too. Now, what's unique about it is the thing that irritates me is that we as marketers, sometimes we can't understand what consumers actually need. We just look at the data and the metrics. So if you look at email, it's reliable, it's trusty, it's been there. I'm not here to hate on email. And especially if you're trying to get your commerce on. You can monetize a lot through email, no one's arguing that. But as a consumer, email is definitely the receipt drawer. Like, I'm not checking for no damn emails, and neither are you. When last time you really lived in your inbox for everything? It's probably been since the last time you had a BlackBerry. Now, go figure this. I was at CES last week, and it was unique. Why? Greatest consumer device was not an iPhone, it was not a Samsung, it was actually the Clix communicator, which, go figure, is the BlackBerry 2026. And they even got a competitor called the Unihertz Titan, and they got a 2 coming out. So I feel like we are going back in time, so maybe we will go live in our email inbox. But if you look at the trends, data shows something else. Shows that with the world of generative AI and all the different tools that the LLMs are bringing forth, we're gonna need to be a lot more ubiquitous. Things are gonna need to be a lot more accessible. And we're gonna need to default to some of the more simple things that we used to use. What am I talking about? SMS. So, not RCS, not iMessage. Yes, simply SMS. If you think about it, SMS was the evolution of the pager. So they made the SMS so that you could kind of see, a quick text update, and you could respond to it on a rich communications device, which is your phone or a smartphone, etc. And so when you think about that, and you think about where we're going, it's damn, we're returning back to the pager? Well, not literally, but figuratively, yes. If we could take those emails and turn them into text, I think you might be in a very unique position. And I'm not the only person that thinks that. This dude, AJ, he made GMass, always on LinkedIn. So you either know him as a LinkedIn heartthrob. If you're on LinkedIn and you really know, you know why I'm calling him the LinkedIn heartthrob. If you don't know, AJ is the founder and CEO of GMass. GMass is a plugin that you install into your Gmail, and it allows you to send mass emails, kind of like MailChimp or Klaviyo. Now, unique is it's all natively built into Gmail. So it's been a good tool if you do sales work, marketing work. You've probably seen it, especially if you need to run a small, simple campaign. It works, it's efficient, and it's a non-headache. Now, AJ's smart, and here's why. He said, look, it's 2026. If y'all are trying to convince me that in the world of AI and everything else is going on, that people are trying to look in the inbox, you got to be cooked. And he was right. And so what he did is he built this service called, what is it called? It's called text.email. Not text to email, but just text.email. You can type that in your browser and you can see what it looks like. Now, what's cool about it is at first I didn't think this was gonna work. I was like, text.email? You gotta be tripping. And I was like, okay. So I started plugging in, did a little sample. I was like, yo, my man's got something here. He ain't trying to integrate with no Slack. He ain't trying to integrate with no APIs, no webhooks. It's just, if I need to send an update, I need to format it as an email, but I need that person to get it as a text, I can do both with this service. And it's not marketing, so all the marketers is trying to ruin it. Nah, it's for simple alerts, or for communities and groups, or developers that need DevOps and uptime notifications. If you got a smart home, you want to know when your refrigerator is down. If you got enough time and a couple of Arduino boards or Raspberry Pis, you probably can make that happen. Now, what I think is fascinating is this very much feels like the future to me. And what I mean by that is, if I were to build something and I were just vibe coding it, traditionally you go through a whole process in the regular development world where you might get a Slack, use that as your operating system for updates, install something like PagerDuty, maybe integrate with Twilio for some other updates. It's very complicated. It's not simple. especially if I'm just building something for, you know, a singular use or small purpose and might not have the ROI to justify some of these prices. You know, text.email fulfills that. It's $9. You know, I'm a runner. I used to send a lot of updates. I was like, if I can spend 30 minutes, build a system that will allow me to send my updates from my runs to all the people that want them, I could rock with the service. I spent my 30 minutes, system worked. I was like, okay, AJ done did something. So for everybody that thinks that email is the future, go for it, make your money. I'm not mad at you. But for the people that are with the regular people, understand that there's a community out here, and those community people want to like hear from real people and not be in their inbox all day, and they just need the text, not necessarily the email that could have been a text. Well, AJ got us, and I'm telling you, text.email, this is not a paid thing. I am not here to just promote things that don't work. But text.email is definitely one of them ones. I'm gonna keep finishing up my run, but I think I'm gonna do this more often. I'm not here to promote, I'm just here to run, make it happen. If you wanna see the system that I built with text.email, shoot me a DM, comment, or just shoot me a message. If you wanna find me, I assure you, I'm pretty easy to find because I get too many damn spam emails every day. I get too many random text messages. So if you put in a tenth of the energy that they got, you could probably find me and hit me. With that being said, this is my WTF for the day. Holla at me. I go by the name of QT.